Aight. What's really going on? Bitcoin, crypto, and currency today. We're going to be taking a look at Litecoin, LTC, against USDT. We're going to be assessing some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. We're going to be looking for some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag? If you have one, are you bullish on Litecoin? Do you believe we finally found support? Have you been buying these dips accumulating through the downside? Are we going to plow through all of this potential resistance, get back to the $400 levels that we came from in the not so distant past? Or are you bearish on price action? Do you believe support has yet to be found? We're going to enter a bear market. This is a fake out. This is a bull trap. We're going to hit resistance. Let's head straight to zero. Let me know your thoughts on the direction of Litecoin down in the comment section below. Now, jumping right into it, to kind of recap, price action that has entered, broken out of, and then returned to this pivotal critical range of sideways, I do believe, to be considered, is going to be between support found around $116 per Litecoin, in addition to resistance present near $177. And so, between the days of 19th of December of 2020 all the way to what appears to be the 9th of February of 2021. We have price action coming up to this $116 level, interacting with it as resistance, getting pushed back toward $100, just under $100, but ultimately bullish enough to find its way through that resistance, set some key levels interact with this $177 level as resistance, only to return to 116 to confirm it as support. Consolidation toward $116 for a couple weeks between the kind of 11th of January and the 1st of February, until we finally found the momentum and the bullish break upward to plow through previous resistance at 177, set some higher highs, interacted with the $240, $230 range. Now, after setting that higher high, we see price action returning to the previous resistance at $177. We even have price action returning to it again just a couple weeks later to further confirm that level as support. So we have several examples of price action breaking through resistance, returning to it as support over the kind of coming sort of weeks kind of thing. So a breakout upward, interaction with higher highs, and then a return to previous resistance as support seems to be the pattern Litecoin likes to partake in. But after this very abrupt change in momentum on the dreaded 19th of May there, we set some euphoric $400 kind of highs. And then we have that aforementioned 19th of May where price action was sent plummeting through all of this potential beautiful support that we had solidified and fought our way through, plummeting into this range of sideways, suggesting the bear market, the bull market is over, everybody becoming very fearful, uncertain, and doubtful of the direction of cryptocurrency. Price action between the 19th of May and the 15th of June of this year, struggling to find support above $177, and resistance, I do believe, was confirmed at that level on the 15th of June, sending price action toward $116 again. Bullish bounce off of that level, consolidation just above it for a couple of weeks, similar to the January to February consolidation. Very bullish, buy pressure present at these levels, momentum great enough to find price action coming from the $116 level on the 21st of July, and now we found ourselves above $177 on the 15th of August. And so now moving forward, I do believe confirmation of some levels as support is going to be key in the immediate direction of Litecoin moving forward. Overall, I do believe, in my opinion, I'm quite bullish on Litecoin. I suspect $300, $400 is a level that we will likely very much interact with in the coming kind of weeks here. But in the short term, I do believe we are in the midst of a breakout of this dreaded sideways that we had spent our time trapped in. And I do believe, like I said, some confirmations of some levels as support is going to be needed moving forward. We do have examples of price action spending some time getting rejected off of sell pressure near just under $226 and bouncing off of $177 between the kind of days between the 11th of February and the what appears to be so much like the 6th of April. A good month and a bit of consolidation in these kind of ranges. So there definitely is a chance for some couple weeks of sideways before we see those euphoric highs near $300 and $400. But like I said, we will have to see just how bullish and how much momentum we have to plow through this potential resistance. Now, a new perspective comes into play when we turn on EngineeringRobo, in addition to the Fibba, Lamborghini, Fettuccine lines of zucchinis, bikinis, martinis, and bikinis. Again, we can see this new perspective in play here. We have the 0.236 level correlating with $116, giving us a very significant buy pressure and support at that range. Very bullish bounce off of that level. Price action being bought up very quickly when it gets kind of below good times to buy just above $100 there on the 21st of July and the 22nd of June of this year. Those have been two great dips to be accumulating. We now have this buy 4 on the 26th of July closing, supporting price action upward, giving us suggestions of the buy pressure present. Bulls are have some more control over the bears that did for the last kind of couple months. Price action recovering in a very bullish manner very quickly in a matter of weeks, recovering from that that multi-month technical downside that we had toward key support levels. At this very moment, we have entered a very critical range. I do believe price action between $172 and $218 is going to be very volatile, in my opinion. We do have the 0.236. Price action between $172 and $218 is going to be very volatile, in my opinion. At $172, we have the 0.382 Fibonacci level, giving us significant potential support near my $177 key level. So there could be some very nice buy pressure present, waiting for us to kind of fall back toward. Going to give us a hard time just above here is this 200 daily moving average. In my opinion, some very significant sell pressure could be found there, and interaction above and below it might be necessary to build the momentum great enough to plow through significant sell pressure all the way between $206 up to $226. In my opinion, very significant sell pressure and resistance present in that zone, and hidden within that zone is the 0.5 Fibonacci level at $218. So definitely is, I do suspect some increased volatility if we are in this range over the next kind of coming week or so. I do believe there is a chance that we could spend perhaps a month of time between this kind of critical range, as we do have an example of price action doing that, almost 2 months between the kind of 9th of February and the sort of 6th of April. Price action consolidating between the 0.382 and the 0.5 fib levels. That could very much give us a hard time, and could slow us down in the kind of midterm. But ultimately, in the long term, I'm very bullish on Litecoin at the moment. There's lots of factors coming into play. Right now, we will have to see just how we interact with this overhead resistance and see where we can confirm support. Lots going on for Litecoin against USDT. But if we were to consider now Litecoin against Bitcoin, I do believe a new perspective comes into play, and we are able to consider these new factors. Now, price action against Bitcoin looking far more bullish, in my opinion. On USDT chart, we appear to be approaching resistance. On the Bitcoin chart, Litecoin against Bitcoin, we have potential confirmation of support at 37.26 Satoshi. We even have this buy 4 closing a couple days ago against Bitcoin's volatility here, which is going to be very, very bullish in my opinion, and does suggest that we will likely be able to experience some bullish price action against Bitcoin's volatility, either hold or gain against Bitcoin over the next kind of coming days to weeks here. As long as that buy 4 is in play, there's a lot of buy pressure, especially against this Bitcoin chart. This is going to give us some very bullish price action against Bitcoin's upcoming volatility. On the other kind of bearish perspective, we do have overhead resistance approaching the underside of this 200 daily moving average, is going to give us a hard time, I'm sure, in addition to the 0.786 Fibonacci level at 42.85 Satoshi. Significant sell pressure there. That is going to be a key level that we will interact with. Both of those key indicators are sitting between my range that I've drawn out with a key level at 41.36 Satoshi. We have interaction with it as resistance between the 29th of June up to the 12th of July. That could give us a hard time as well. Soon, once we conquer the 41.36 level, the 200 daily moving average, the 0.786 fib line, I have another resistance level at 45.05 Satoshi. So there definitely is going to be some overhead resistance for us, waiting for us in the kind of short term here. But with that buy 4 closing against the price of Bitcoin, in addition to consolidation and accumulation by a very key support zone, I do believe some very bullish buy pressure was met just under this 37.27 Satoshi, all the way down to the bottom of this fib range. Lots of support found here, lots of buy pressure and bullishness. The last time we came from this zone, we were bullish enough to fly from price action interacting with 37.31 Satoshi all the way up to that euphoric 0.236 fib level, 69.70 Satoshi. So now there definitely is a lot of other aspects in play. I do believe Litecoin has There's lots of upside in the kind of coming future here. I do believe we can get very bullish on Litecoin, especially with these buy signals against Bitcoin's volatility. But as I mentioned, we are approaching resistance on the USDT chart, so we'll have to see just how these next kind of coming daily candles interact with those key levels before we can get more certain. Overall, things looking still very bullish in my opinion against the price of Bitcoin. But if we were to consider now Bitcoin itself against USDT, what do we have here? Price action coming up all the way to that 48K level. We are experiencing resistance, brief exhaustion in the uptrend. A pullback might be pending. Lots of buy pressure still present. Price action getting bought up from the underside of that 200 daily moving average very quickly. We're setting some higher highs. So the bulls and the buy pressure is definitely still in play, and Bitcoin has been very bullish through this very perhaps necessary and technical needed downside and healthy phases of accumulation and consolidation downward toward these lower levels. Great buy opportunities, great levels to be accumulating. There's never a bad time to buy Bitcoin, only better times, and with the rate at which we are climbing, you might have to get in before it's too late. Now, lots going on technically from a technical perspective. We are interacting with resistance. Like I said, $48,000 per Bitcoin is going to be a significant level that we will have to conquer, get above, and then confirm as potential support. In my opinion, if a retracement were to start to play out here, my targets that we could consolidate and pull back toward, we could find support along the 200 daily moving average. I believe a bullish retracement target is going to be interaction with the 0.618 Fibonacci level. $41,500 per Bitcoin is going to be a great level to confirm as support, and would perhaps solidify this whole zone as a bottom. And support found in 40K would be very bullish for Bitcoin in the long term, and we could very much suspect all-time highs to be in our coming future. Overall, so lots going on for Bitcoin. We are being supported by that buy for closing on the 24th of July of 2021. Lots of buy pressure in play. We've recovered in a very bullish manner from that multi-month downside and accumulation. All throughout that downside and bearish price action, we were bouncing off of key levels, very aggressively. All these dips were being bought up very nicely. So as we can see, the bulls have never left, even though we were experiencing bearish price action. Now, there's lots going on for Bitcoin. We'll have to see just how price action unfolds in the next kind of coming couple of days here. If we find our way above 48K, we can get far more bullish. Expect interaction with the 0.786 line. $51,000 per Bitcoin is going to be my next key level to consider. If a retracement starts to unfold, my target is going to be $41,500 per Bitcoin as my most kind of like bullish pullback level. More bearish, perhaps pullback level that could suggest prolonged sideways in this phase of accumulation is if we fail to hold the 0.618 and come back down to the 0.5 Fibonacci level. That would still, be overall bullish for Bitcoin in the long term, in my opinion. All of this, accumulation and phases downward, just like slight bearish price action, I do believe is very bullish for any uptrend, and the more opportunities to accumulate Bitcoin, the better. So lots going on. Will we retrace all the way down to the 0.618? Will we come all the way down to 0.5? Are we going straight to 0? Are we going to plow through 48K, head straight to 64, 100,000, $1 million per Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free with the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.